Mr. Tim, what did you do? What? Keep busting shit up?
I'm not busting shit.
Yeah, he is. He's busting stuff.
How big is the plate of steel up
Yeah, it's got to be pretty good size because this one obviously didn't hold up.
At least 6 inches long.
That's about 8 inches. But anyway, well, I don't know what size it is. Anyways, it's breaking again. I fish plated it a while back, like, I don't know how long ago now. It's been a couple of years, so it's lasted for a while. This machine is in 1997, June of 97. Anyway, yeah, this thing's 20 years old. Can you believe that? Anyway, so yeah, 20 years of use, and it was used in Colorado before I bought it, and these are great machines. I do have an issue here too that looks like, no, that's not a break. It looked like it was broke. It's just the way the weld was gouged in. So anyway, I'm gonna gouge it out with the torch, the weld that I had done, and then I'm gonna have you get the grinder out here so I can grind valleys into the old steel, the original steel, and we're gonna get this thing repaired because it needs to be replated. So that's our job for today, or at least this morning. I got a lot of other jobs to do, like stack that hay.
No, it's too wet. And I'm making ruts down there too.
Alright, well, we got too much water. That tire over there looks like it's low. Get some air in them. So anyways, alright, so that's what we're going to do. I'm going to actually gouge that out of there, so I'm going to go get my tripod and set it up as I do this torching deal. Okay, so the torch comes out. Alright, so what I'm doing is I'm cutting off this fish plate that I had put on, and yeah, I'm just going to torch that out of there. Timothy's taking the tire off so that I have a little more room, and it looks like I've got a wedgie there. Holy shit. I bought pants, and I've lost weight, and I'm not really heavy. I actually lost size because my pants don't fit right. I bought new pants, and they're all like falling off of me, but I haven't lost any actual weight. Timothy's gained what I've lost anyway. But anyways, yeah. So I'm torching that out, and what I'm doing is I'm taking the torch and I'm cutting right through the crack, right into open space on the other side of these tubes. And yeah, now I'm going to take a chisel and I'm going to peel that fish plate back as good as I can, and I'm going to torch that sucker off of there. Yeah, so anyway, a little bit of info on the Stackwagon. This is a ProAg Designs Auto Align HD4SR, and it is, obviously, it's 20 years old now. Joseph is watching me do what I'm doing. He's learning, and you'll see that a little later in the video that he is doing his thing. I'm teaching him how to weld somewhat better than he can weld already. So I got him grinding on that and getting it nice and squared up and, you know, flat so I can weld new fish plates to it. I didn't have any symmetrical steel, so I was torching pieces out to fit on there, and sent Timothy to get get new grinding wheels because for some reason I'm out of them. I usually keep a pretty healthy supply of them, but they're gone. But anyways, the next Stackwagon that I do purchase is going to be the same ProAg design, but I would really like to get a Bale Runner 16K. The Bale Runner 16K is somewhere around $100,000. It's very expensive, and I just don't know whether I want to do that or not, at least at this point. I had a visitor show up to the farm here. He told me he was there. He's in the background there. His name is Larry, and you don't even see his face, but he brought me a 12-pack of fluid film. And apparently his father-in-law is a distributor of fluid film up in Michigan. And yeah, so that's what we're doing. So we're just standing around bullshitting until the camera runs out. And now you'll see that I've got one fish plate on. I have made it much larger than the one that I had put on the time before that. And then I just got done welding back in the welding back in the fish plate on the other side, and I added on top of that. So I welded through the crack in the weld. I welded that all out and back together. Then I put another fish plate over top of that, and then I gusseted the thing, which you'll see in a little bit. But it's hot out. It's like 80 plus degrees outside, and you see that I'm in my full long sleeve shirt and welding over hot steel, and Joseph is in the back. I've got him learning how to run the stick welder, so if there is an issue at some point, I can just say, hey Joe, will you weld this up for me? And he'll be able to do it. And I hope he gets to that point. He will be able to do that. For some reason, am I on the phone here? I'm fucking around on the telephone. Look at that. I yell at the boys all the time, and there I am. I'm busted. I'm typing on the telephone. How pathetic is that? Amazing. Holy shit, I'm really taking some time here. My God. I think I'm going to have to fire myself. Can you believe this? I mean, this is like over a minute, and it's high speed. I wonder who I was talking to. That doesn't even matter. So, obviously, it's all back together again, and now I'm putting the tire on. And Joseph is still practicing. He is burning holes. Actually, what I did was I gave him that auger flighting and told him to glue it back together again. So he's learning how to do that. And if you know anything about auger flighting, it is quite thin. He's burning through and cursing and swearing. So, he's just going to have to learn how to adjust that welder and make things work the way they're supposed to. So anyhow, I guess this is enough of this yammering on. I'm just going to glue, spin that tire back on there. You get to take a look at my backside, and that'll be the end of it. I did have a little bit of an issue with one of the nuts. It actually tore the threads out of it, and these nuts are unbelievably different than anything else I've ever used. So, with that being said, it's cleanup time while Joseph is over there sweating his ass off, running stick welder. You know how hot that is. And I just never did take the shirt off. I don't know why. I should have. But, so I'm just going to spend the next, 20 minutes cleaning up all the little things that should have been cleaned up. There goes the torch and everything else. And when I finished that up, Joseph decided, okay, I'm done. I'm tired of cooking. So, thanks for watching. Okay, so now we have done some major welding here. I don't think you caught everything that I did, so I'm just kind of going to go and do an overview, because overviews are good. So what happened was it cracked. I had put in these fish plates in here, several years ago, and as time goes by, things wear and work and fracture and break, and you end up with these problems. So what I did, and you saw that earlier, is we just chopped that fish plate off of there, beat it off, ground it down. Joseph did most of the grinding on it. And then I took my torch and I actually torched through the main beam here, which is pretty damn thick. If you never saw how thick it is, I think that's like a 5/16, probably 5/16. That's 3/8 actually. 3/8. So anyway, I put another piece of 3/8 plate steel on there, and then I torched through on the inside and laid a bead of weld all the way through the old fish plate and the old tubing. And then I added a new piece of flat stock, that's 1/4 inch flat stock over the top of that. And then I took this other piece of 3/8 plate steel and put it on an angle. I ground that and welded clear through on both sides. And on this one here, I could only get on the one side of it. But I laid about 4 or 5 different layers of weld over top of it to create that brace, or that gusset there. And I think that's going to be strong enough. If it's not, well, it'll be a couple more years and we'll go at it again. That's just the way it works. When things get weak like that, it's kind of hard to stop them. But anyways, so it's all good. It's all good. I mean, I put the MIG welder as high as I could get it, and I burned clear through everything that was there. And then I overlaid the whole thing back and forth, weaved over top of it, probably laid another 1/2 inch of steel over top of that. So, that seemed to work. So we're going to put it back in the field here pretty soon and get it get it working until the next thing breaks. And I'm sure there's a lot of people saying, oh, what are you going to buy next? Well, I think I'm going to buy another auto align, ProAg Design auto align, but a bale runner 16K, which instead of doing 6 bales, it'll do 12. And that'll just make things a lot easier. I do have some hoses that need to be replaced here on the stack part of it. You can see that one's pretty ugly. So I'm going to replace that one, just not today. Right, Grant?
Yeah.
Joe Dirt? Okay, so that's it. Thanks for watching.